I'm Dick Dietrich. Tonight on Nightstand, we look at sexaholics, the problem, the cure, and where to meet them. Stay with me, we're almost out of time already. Sexaholics. There's more among us than you might think. In fact, the person right next to you could be a sexaholic. Take a look. See what you think. Researchers tell us that 2 out of every 40 people are sexaholics. Put more simply, that's 1 out of every 20 persons. Our first guest is one of those 2 of that 40. Her name is Amanda, but that's not her real name. We called her that because, well, I always liked that name. Amanda had it all. A thriving career, a glamorous lifestyle, expensive cars, superficial friends, everything we all strive for. But an addiction to sex ruined it for Amanda. Tell us how.
Well, Dick, in my case, it took over my life and ruined a very lucrative career as a dentist.
That's neat. Now, Amanda, did you always have this abnormal desire for sex?
Yes, I did, but I always thought I had it under control until one day I was getting a patient ready for a root canal. And there he was, gassed out, vulnerable, totally at my mercy.
Then what happened?
Well, I guess he told his friends what a great root canal he'd had. And then those friends started calling and making root canal appointments of their own.
Right, so more and more root canals. So, Amanda, while all these root canals are being performed on all these men, what were you wearing?
I was wearing a tube dress with a lab smock over it.
Interesting choice. Go on, I'm sorry, you're a dentist. Please.
Well, the next thing I know, I'm seeing 20 to 30 male patients a day. I've got 4 rooms going at once, and all of these men are just lying flat on their backs.
I want to stop you. Here's a question here.
Hi.
Hi.
You said you did 20 to 30 guys a day. Did that satisfy you?
Yes, it did. For a while.
For a while.
And then I started making out calls, visiting patients at their homes.
Amanda, and when you made these out calls, what were you wearing?
The tube dress.
You stayed with the tube?
Right.
Okay. Now, at this point in your life, the strain on you must have been enormous. And it's at this point that you got caught, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
This is very painful for you, isn't it?
Yes.
Take your time. Okay, start now.
Well, one of my patients' wives found out about it and made an anonymous tip to the ADA, who then caught me in a sting operation.
A sting by the American Dental Association, those bastards. Now, we've actually got a film clip of this that was used in court. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Hal, can you put that clip up on the monitor, please? Okay, what do we have here?
That's my patient's room. They hid the camera in the overhead mirror.
That's a great picture. Is that a Sony camera? I asked because... Oh, here we go. Ride him, cowboy. Yeah, and the ADA comes in, and you're busted. The cuffs go on. Book 'em, Dano, murder 1. Must have been very humiliating for you.
Yes, it was. I hated myself.
And it's at this point, the lowest point of all in your life, when it seemed like your whole world had caved in on you and come to an abrupt end. Amanda, what were you wearing?
A bright orange prison jumpsuit.
So you lost the tube.
That's right.
But you're in recovery now.
Yes, I am. And Dick, the most important thing that I really want to say about recovery is that
we want to talk about that. We do. We're going to try to find some time. Our next guest is Bob, but we're going to call him Jim. Jim is also a sexaholic who says he's made it with over 12,000 women. He also says it's not his fault because he was born this way. Folks, you want to meet Jim? Yeah! Come on out, Jim!
You're the man, Dick.
I appreciate it, Jim. Jim, I don't mean to pry, but 12,000 women, how many times a day do you have sex?
At least 8 times a day, Dick.
8 times a day? That's about once every 4 hours. That's a lot of sex.
Hey, I'm sick. I need help.
Oh, here's a question here.
Yeah, Dick, I'm Alan from Cleveland, and I really like your show.
Oh, thanks, Alan. Where are you from?
Cleveland.
Cleveland, great. What's your question?
Yeah, Jim, you say you're sick. Well, when was it you realized you had a problem?
Ooh, good question, Jim.
Yeah, I'd say that goes back to nursery school. My wife caught me with my kid's teacher.
You actually did it with your child's preschool teacher?
Hey, I'm sick. I need help. It's a disease.
I'm sick. I need help. It's a disease. Come on, Jim. Do you ever think that just maybe you're using this claim of sexaholism as a thinly veiled excuse to cheat on your wife?
Absolutely not.
Had to ask.
It's like I told my wife. This is not about the nursery school teacher. This is not about the waitress. This is not about that Filipino broad down at the photo mat. This is about me. I'm the victim here. I'm sick. I need help.
Maybe, maybe not. Somebody who doesn't agree with you is here tonight, Jane Austen. Jane, you want to stand up, please? Jane is the founder of a group of unrepentant sexaholics called Slut Nation. Is that right, Jane?
Absolutely right, Dick. Our motto is just say yes.
Just and I take it you don't agree with what you've heard so far from our panel.
Not at all. I mean, that dentist there, what's she sorry about? 20, 30 men a day. Heck, for us, that's foreplay.
Penny for my thoughts. Now, Jane, you're still an active sexaholic. For our audience's benefit, what's a typical day like for you, Jane?
Typical? Well, usually I wake up and then introduce myself to the person next to me. And then we f***ing
Jane, we haven't heard language like that since our Crips Mother's Day special. You know, folks, there's another side of sexaholism. Because of their sexual appetites, some men have actually died. We're going to talk to one when we come back.
Do you or someone you know have extra body parts? You could be a guest on Nightstand. Give us a call at 555-DICKY. 2 weeks from Monday on Nightstand, great throw-up stories.
Okay, let's recap. You're in Mexico City, you're drunk. You're wearing a new white suit. You've just bought a chimichanga from a street vendor. You start coughing. Then what happens?
Only on Nightstand.
Welcome back. Our topic tonight, sexaholics, the problem, the cure, and where to meet them. You know, folks, so far we've heard a lot of mumbo-jumbo, but here to put it in perspective is the author of many self-help books, including his latest self-help book entitled Stop Me Before I Help Again. Please welcome back Dr. Lonnie Lanier. Dr. Lonnie, welcome back to Nightstand.
Hey, it's good to be back, Dick.
Dr. Lonnie, quickly, 5 words or less. What is a sexaholic?
Well, Dick, a sexaholic is someone that is so into their own sexual gratification that they have no regard for anyone or anything else.
Last I heard, that person was called a man. Hey, I'm sick.
Yes, you are, Jim. But it is better to be sick and in charge than unhealthy and at large.
Well, Dr. Lonnie, that's a great rhyme or rap. But Dr. Lonnie, for those people out there who don't know they're sexaholics, what do we say to them?
I'm glad you asked that question because my staffs at the Lanier Institutes, located throughout the greater Las Vegas area, I put together 4 questions that could tell somebody if they are a sexaholic.
Oh, terrific, terrific. Marty, can you put these up on the monitor? And you folks at home, watch your TV sets.
Well, Dick, sign number 1. Do you think about sex at least once a week? Number 2, when you're having sex, do you think about sex? Number 3, do you consider your genitals as sexual organs? Number 4.
Number 4.
Do you love to catch dogs in the act?
Come on, Doc, you throw that one in about dogs and that covers just about everybody. Yeah, I think we have a caller. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, hi, Dick. This is for the lady in the drab suit.
Amanda.
Yeah. Okay, you say that you're a sexaholic in recovery. How long have you been clean?
Well, in recovery, we don't actually use that term.
All right, then how long have you been dry?
8 months.
8 months. But Amanda, 8 months? You must be a veritable desert. Don't you find yourself missing the action?
No, not at all. It was a sordid lifestyle.
Oh, yeah, right.
Uh-oh, Jane is up and at him. What do you have to say, Jane?
You know you still want it, Ms. Mojave.
Ouch, Amanda, that's gotta hurt.
No, not at all. Just listening to her makes me realize how sad and desperate I used to be.
Ooh.
Well, at least my men fell asleep after sex, not during it.
Your serve, Amanda.
That's just a pathetic cry for help.
Pathetic, huh? Does this turn you on? Does that get you all hot and bothered?
Does it, you sick slut?
Who you calling sick? You dried up hag.
Hey, you two aren't gonna fight now, are you? Dr. Lonnie, what are we seeing right now?
We're seeing a lot of anger here. I mean, we should break this up.
Well, that would be one thought. But another thought might be to keep it going. Audience, what do you say? Let them go? We're going to take a commercial break. Be right back after this. All right, folks. We've all heard the speech about staying in our seats. That goes for our panel and our audience alike. Any more outbursts like that, I'm going to have to ask you to keep it down. Folks, so far, all the sexaholics we've seen have had their sex with a partner. Our next guest is a do-it-yourselfer. Isn't that right, Dr. Lonnie?
Yes, Ed came to our newest clinic in Branson, Missouri, about a year ago with a problem. You see, Dick, for the last 10 years, he's been a compulsive masturbator.
Can we say compulsive? Forgive me, Dr. Lonnie. I came up with the ad-lib, and I just wanted to sneak it in. Folks, you want to meet Ed? Yeah! Come on out, Ed! Welcome to... Ouch. Quite a grip there, Ed. Oh, no, people, no. All right, Ed, what is your problem?
Well, I'm a compulsive masturbator.
Now, I see Jim laughing and a few smirks from our audience. Doc, what are we talking about here? We're talking about the guy who maybe loses control of himself when Baywatch comes on television?
Well, in Ed's situation, his gratification is tied to his obsession with pornography, phone sex, and even computer sex.
So you're a computer whacker. Hacker. Oh, people. Ed, let me ask you this. How did you find Dr. Lonnie? Was it his reputation, his experience?
Actually, I saw one of his flyers on my windshield.
But Ed came to me because he wanted to change his behavior, and the first step is admitting to his wife that he has a problem.
Which is exactly why we invited Ed's wife down here tonight. In fact, she's backstage right now in a soundproof booth. She thinks she's here for one of our $20 makeovers, so this ought to be good. All right, Ed is facing a big moment in his life. How will Ruth Ann react? Will she think her husband is a perverted, disgusting canker sore on the epidermis of humanity? Or will she say, hey, that's cool. We'll find out right after this.
On some upcoming nightstand, tempers fly as the guests take off more than their gloves.
Why should I be embarrassed about being a nudist?
You know, you're right. I have to admit, it is comfortable.
Right here on Nightstand.
Here's the situation. Ed is a chronic masturbator. His wife, Ruth Ann, is backstage in our soundproof booth thinking she's here for a makeover. Ed is just about to tell her his problem as his first step on his road to recovery. You want to meet Ruth Ann? Here she is. Hi, Ruth Ann. Welcome to the show. Did you get something to eat on the catering truck?
Yeah, I had a breakfast burrito.
Ooh, tangy. Here, we're just going to go this way.
I love your show.
Oh, thank you very much.
I love you.
Well, you know, people say that I never know whether to believe them or not.
Oh, I mean it.
Okay. Well, here we are. Ruth Ann, ladies and gentlemen.
You must be the hairdresser.
No, I'm Ed's therapist.
It's therapist.
Yeah, Ruth Ann. Ed has something that he wants to tell you. Don't you, Ed?
What is it, honey?
Ruth Ann? I can't.
Yes, you can, Ed. Think about all those years of tension and stress.
Tension and stress?
Let it go, Ed. Free yourself. Come on.
What is all this about?
Ruth Ann?
Yeah?
I'm a compulsive autoeroticist.
A what?
Let me handle this, Ed. Ruth Ann, what your husband's trying to say is, well, he's played a few too many games of 5-on-1. He likes to wax the dolphin, polish the bayonet. He strangles the pumpkin.
You mean he spanks the monkey?
Bingo.
Ruth Ann, I've been living a deception. I mean, I've wanted to tell you for a long time because it's not fair to you, and I just didn't want to go on embarrassing myself like that anymore.
Embarrassing yourself? And I invited the neighbors.
Ruth Ann, how could you not know something was wrong, huh? I mean, we haven't had sex for 15 years.
Oh, Ed, I just thought that was because we were married.
Ruth Ann, honey, listen.
No, don't honey me. And you can just keep those hands to yourself. You are sick.
Hey, we're all sick. We need help.
Oh, this is humiliating.
Honey, let's go home.
I'm not going home with you. You're sick.
You're right. He is sick. You deserve to be treated like a doll. And dress you up like Barbie.
Who are you?
Bob. You can call me Jim.
Well, Ed, it's been quite a day for you. Frankly, you've bared your soul and humiliated yourself in front of 30 million people. Your wife now seems to be attracted to a man who looks a lot like Peter Lorre. Well, we got lucky tonight, folks. We helped somebody. But you know, Ed, you did most of the work. Give yourself a hand. Oh, people. Well, I'm exhausted. And if you're anything like me, you're thinking about a big drink and a cigarette right now. But instead, I'm going to finally give myself a chance to say something. Could we bring down the lights? You know, folks, tonight we learned what extremes these desperate examples of humanity will go through for a few moments of pleasure. But when you add up those moments, they soon become minutes, and the minutes become hours, the hours become days, the days become weeks, the weeks become years, years of incredible pleasure. Is that what you want? You make the choice. Stay tuned, there's more Nightstand. What's that expression? Coming your way.